Hi guys, Ryu here. Welcome to our vanilla course for Blender. We're gonna be designing a sci-fi drone. It's gonna be kind of a semi-organic shape. So we're gonna be combining Boolean techniques, probably some subdivision with general modeling. So it's gonna be really cool. We're gonna be using vanilla Blender, which means we're not gonna be using any paid add-ons. Now I'm gonna be using PowerSafe and Machine Tools. Both are free, you can get them on Gumroad. And in terms of PowerSafe, if you install it, you're gonna see this icon here on the top. And I want you to enable use autosave and autosave temporary files. And in terms of Machine Tools, if you go to preferences after installing, Machine Tools has all these menus disabled, so you can enable the menus you can see on the screen. If you want to, you can enable more of them. If you know Machine Tools, I'm going to be basically using these just to make it easy. And also disable this garbage, which will turn off cavity every time we're going to switch a mode. It drives me nuts. I don't know why it's there. In addition to this, I would highly recommend you enable Loop Tools. So Loop Tools add-on. Then possibly copy attributes menu. Also F2. Then 3D print toolbox, this one. We're not going to be using at the moment Node Wrangler, but you know, it's a good add-on, Node Wrangler. Then you can enable edit mesh tools. Okay. And I'm wondering if I forget, oh yes, and bull tools. So all these, just enable them. These are Blender add-ons, and then save preferences, you know, and you're good to go. Okay. You can set your scene the way you want, and everything is peachy. Now, before we start, what I want to do is go here and enable cavity. So enable that thing and change it to from world to screen. Okay. And once you do that, go here, defaults, and save startup file. Okay. So every time you open your Blender, you're going to see this. All right. So when I'm going to add a cube now, Shift-A, add a cube, you can see that the edges read a bit better with cavity on. This is really important. See that? So it's easier to model, easier to see things, okay? Now let's talk about navigation and changing modes with Machine Tools. So navigation going to be performed with Blender. I'm going to be using tilde key to access my pie menu. So tilde key is the key to the left of key number 1 on your main keyboard, so not on the numpad but on the main keyboard, and you can press that and you can, you know, choose different types of views. So we got a front, we got a left, we got a top, bottom, etc. So you press your tilde key, you move your mouse, you release the tilde key while hovering your mouse over a button, and it will move. And you can do it really quickly like this. Okay. So once your muscle memory kicks in, it's actually easy because up is up, bottom is bottom, left is left, and right is right. So you can very quickly switch between modes, okay? I mean views, sorry. Now in terms of modes, so edit, vertex, edge, and face, we're gonna be using Machine Tools, and it works exactly the same like this previous view pie. So you don't have to press tab and then 2, you know, it's just tedious, right? To change the modes here, just like in vanilla Blender, we're gonna be changing them quite quickly. So if you want to go from object mode directly to edge, you can do this very quickly. You simply press, move your mouse, release, press, move your mouse, release. Okay, and you can do it very quickly once you remember, you know, where the keys are. Okay, in terms of vertices and colors, you can see my vertices are a bit bigger and colors are different. If you want to change them, you can go here to preferences, you can go to themes, and you can go to 3D viewport, and you can change all the colors in here. So I changed my vertex color to white, edge color to white. So you can, you know, change your colors to whatever you want. And I changed my size of vertices to 7, which is why they're bigger, okay? And also I removed the alpha on face orientation. So click here and simply in HSV mode, move this alpha from 50% to 0, okay? So then save preferences. If you go here and click on face orientation and one of the faces is flipped, so Alt-N and flip, you will see the red face, but you're not gonna see the blue ones, okay? The blue are correct. It is a little bit distracting if you see the blue faces, I can show you how it looks. Okay, it's really annoying, so I turned it off. So if you go here and turn this off on, you see what I mean? It's just, I don't need that information. All I need is to know where the bad faces are, the flipped ones. Okay, so this one is flipped inside out, Alt N, flip, and we're done. Okay, and that's that. All right, let's add a cube. Shift 8, add a cube. Let's go to side view. So here, tilde key right. Okay, and then numpad 5 to go to orthographic mode, right? Perspective, orthographic, you know. This one simply allows you to see things a little bit better. Okay, what we want to do is create a shape kind of like this. Okay, kind of like a wavy shape, organic shape. So let's go to face mode with machine tools. Select this face, and we need to move it somewhere here, and then extrude it down. So extrude it with E, then move it down, and then scale it, and then extrude it and scale it. Okay, here we're gonna scale it as well. We're going to press R to rotate it, G to move it here, and create something like this. All right, R to rotate it a bit more. Cool. And I think this should do. Let's select this one in face mode, hold Control, click here to select this whole loop, and S-axis and scale it on. S-axis, go to side view and see how we're looking. We're looking good, but I think this is a bit too aggressive. So what we're gonna do is we're going to Alt Control click these elements here. We can G move them up here like this and create something like that. This tail here could be a little bit higher, so G, move it a little bit higher, and we could rotate it downwards like that and scale it a little bit more like this, and maybe scale this one here as well. There we go. That's a bit better, I think. We could move this whole thing a bit lower, so GZ, and move it lower a bit, or maybe just move this one lower, GZ, you know, grab this edge, GG, and something like that. So let's grab this edge with Alt and R and rotate it a bit, and make sure that the whole thing is selected around, right? Then Alt click here, and this one is actually fine. Let's go to solid view and Control A and apply scale. That's important because if you're going to work on something that has an unapplied scale, you might be getting some weird results for bevels, solidification, booleans, etc. So it's always good to reset your scale. So with this scale applied, let's select this one here in side view and Control B, and then let's scroll our mouse to create 4, maybe 6 segments. 6 should do. Alt click here and maybe create 8. Okay, like this, right? Cool. Then select this edge, Control select this edge and Control B. And let's scroll down to create 6. I think it's enough. A to select everything. Go to Mesh and Symmetrize. And you need to change here from -X to +X because it's gonna symmetrize from left to right. Click on this menu here and change from +X to -X, from right to left, because that's what we want to do. Okay, and then also we need to grab this one and Control B and maybe scroll down until you see a chamfer, and I think we're gonna symmetrize it too. So, you know, Mesh, Symmetrize, and we're good to go. Awesome. The bottom could be a bit wider, so SX, we can widen it up a bit. Once you do that, Control A, apply scale. Now you see that we have a bit of a faceting effect here going on, so we need to smooth it out. So right click and shade smooth, and then go here to the normal tab. So from render to this data tab, open this normals and click on auto smooth. It will introduce auto smooth above 30 degrees. We're gonna flex our geo very nicely. Okay, cool. So that's our basic shape, guys, and I think this is pretty awesome. It looks kind of like a snake or something, or like a larva, which is awesome. So now let's save this, yeah? Save the file in whichever location you want to save it at. Once you save the file, click here and run PowerSave, okay? This will enable the autosave to copy and create a separate copy to which all the changes are going to be saved automatically every 2 minutes, which is really convenient, so we're not going to lose our progress, okay? Cool. So now what we can do is we can grab this face here, okay? We can inset it, so I to inset it a little bit, okay, like this, right? Go to side view, E to extrude it here, and we're going to scale it like this, G, and move it up here, like that. So it kind of aligns, you know, with our model, okay? Cool. That's nice. I like that. And now we need to add some kind of, you know, rotors, okay? So we're going to do this with cylinders. So Shift A, and let's add a cylinder to our scene. Now we need to determine whether we have, you know, we need more of these segments or not. 32, I think it's okay. We can have more actually to make it a bit more round, but later on we can add subdivision modifiers. It's not a big problem. So I'm thinking that RY90, which will rotate it by 90 degrees around this y-axis, and go to side view and G, move it somewhere here. Let's make it a bit bigger, but not too big. Move it somewhere here, maybe. And then SX and scale it. Cool. And then what we're gonna do is Control A, apply scale, right click, shade smooth, and auto smooth. Here we can actually chamfer both sides at the same time. So Alt click here and Shift Alt click here, Control B, and hold Shift to chamfer. And then we're going to select both faces here. So face mode, select this one, Shift, select this one, press I to insert them in here, and then right click and go to loop tools and bridge, which will do something like this, which is awesome. Then we're going to select this edge and Shift select this edge, Control B to chamfer, and you know, there you go. SX and scale it just a little bit more here, like that. Cool. Now let's grab this and Shift D, move it here, RY90, okay, and we're going to make it larger, yeah, so, you know, make it larger like this, and move it somewhere here, and go to front view and drop it somewhere here. And now we're going to be rotating this a little bit, so we're going to create something like this, and then side view and something like this, and kind of position it somewhere, you know, somewhere here. So the silhouette, you see what I'm going for, is not to obscure the silhouette, so I don't want to put it in here because then I'm going to be losing this beautiful line from the side. If you put it a little bit lower, you have a separation here. It just allows you to read the design a bit better. It looks a bit more clean from any angle. You need to remember this design has to look good from any angle. That's a good habit to get into. So at the moment we can keep it rotated, but later we're just going to be modeling this a little bit so we can reset it later. And now we want to mirror this across this main object, okay? So the way to do this is going to be go here, modifier, and then go to mirror, right? And then we're going to mirror this, okay, across x-axis, and we're going to use this object as a mirror axis, okay, so the middle. So when I'm going to move this object, my other object that is mirrored is going to move as well, because we're mirroring this across this, right? So this is our basic you know, basic design. These are a little bit too thick, so SZZ, and let's just scale them a little bit on local axes. Maybe make them a bit thinner, and maybe make them a little bit bigger. Okay, just a teensy bit bigger, and move them somewhere here. Cool. How we looking? Oh yeah, we're looking pretty good. She looks really nice from the top. Looks really nice from the back. That's a, you know, that's a really nice design. Always walk around your model you know, and see how it looks from different angles. Okay. Cool, so this would be like a, you know, very basic, very start of our design. In the next video, we're going to be connecting this to the main frame, and we can move on with the modeling of this main object. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.